Here's 5 simple tips on how you can set up your freelance business to success. So if you're like me and you wanted to become a full-time freelancer and you wanted to quit that 9 to 5 hustle, then this video is for you. Tip number 1 is for you to define your niche. So you have to identify first what kind of services you're going to offer, what's your target market, and stuff like that. So if your target market is more on, small business owners, let's say, for example, people in the photography industry or people who are doing wedding planning, stuff like that, then you can help them, set up or look for lead, do the email management, replying to some queries and stuff like that. So if you have a BPO experience before, you can definitely do being a general VA. If you have talent in graphic designing, then you can, of course, offer graphic designing. And other than that, you can also do the social media management, which is basically more on just creating contents. If you already have an idea of how to make graphic designing, then you're on the right path of being a social media manager as well. So you don't necessarily have to just niche down into one specific niche. Gasgas na yung gasgas na yung tip na yan. Before, yun yung sinasabi, just look for one niche. Even I was told and I did believe that you have to niche down into one specific category for you to, start your freelancing business. But that's not the case anymore. You can juggle between 2 or 3 niche at the same time, and for you to identify which one, speaks to you the most. So like me, for example, I had a BPO industry background before. So I first started with a virtual assistant, general admin task. And then I slowly transitioned to being a social media manager. I did YouTube first, and then now I'm focusing more on Facebook, IG, and then LinkedIn and Twitter. So, you can juggle between different niches. You can do social media management, graphic designing, copywriting, whatever speaks the most to you. And you can actually learn all those skills at the same time as you progress. And by defining your niche, you can position yourself as an expert in your field. And then, of course, you can, let your potential client know that you know this stuff, you know how to do this. And then you can also train yourself for some things that you don't know how to do yet. Tip number 2 is to build your portfolio. So if you don't have any experience at all, that's perfectly fine. I already mentioned in my previous video that you can make a mock images or mock graphics, create, like, let's say, for example, some contents as a sample, as a mock for you to add on your portfolio if you don't have any experience at all. Good thing about portfolio is it's not actually showing your potential clients your experiences, but rather it will show your clients what your skills are. Okay? And skills and experience are actually 2 different things. There's a fine line between the 2 of them. So for making a portfolio, you can either make a website portfolio or you can just make, a Canva type portfolio, a PDF file, or whatever. Whatever you want is perfectly fine. Make sure that your portfolio is easy to navigate and it highlights your best work. Again, it doesn't need to be your previous experiences. It can be just mock-ups. Just add it on your portfolio. And before we continue, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for you to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Let's return to the video now. Tip number 3, after you identify your niche and you're able to complete your portfolio, is for you to set your rates. So you need to figure out how much you're going to charge for your services. So research the market rates and adjust your rating based on your experience, based on your expertise, and the value that you bring to the table. Now, I need to reiterate this because your rate can be adjusted, of course, depending on your client's budget. So it's perfectly fine to give this one rate to your other client and give a completely different rate to your other client. You have to ask them how much is their budget, because from there, you will be able to come to an understanding. You'll be able to meet halfway, and you can start your business with your potential client without, them feeling that they are paying you more than they're supposed to be paying, and without you feeling that that your worth is lower than it should be. So always identify the market rate, your rate, and your client's budget. So you need to ask them during the discovery call. Tip number 4 is for you to create a contract. So of course, making a contract is very important to protect yourself. That's one way for you to protect yourself and for you to protect your business. Although, hindi may iwasan na merong mga client na barubal, hindi nila kayang pirmahan yung contract ninyo, or they are more on like, why do I need a contract? We're not working in the same country anyway. We're not supposed to be, held by just one piece of paper. So if that's your client, then just let them go. They're not the perfect client for you. In the long run, you'll have more problems than you anticipated. Kapag ganun pa lang, umpisa pa lang, ganun na kagad yung reaction ng clients ninyo when you're asking them to sign a contract. Although there are some clients that will prefer that you also sign an NDA on their end, and that's also fine. You can send them your own contract, and they can send you the NDA that you can sign. Lastly, tip number 5 is for you to market yourself. So, syempre, you're entering the social media space, then you have to have your social media presence as well. You have to create your IG account, or Facebook account, or your LinkedIn business page. Make sure that all of them are all business accounts so that, you can connect them to a scheduling platform. So you yourself can still make your own content and still schedule your own contents aside from making contents for your clients. So I also made a different video about scheduling posts, because that way it will help you save time and you'll be able to make sure that you'll still continue posting for your own self. Other than that, by posting your content on your own account, you'll also be able to get potential clients because they will see your post, they will see your talent. And other than that, you will be able to connect to other networks, connect to other same creators like you, and then you can also get potential clients from referrals. Like me, I get my clients from referrals. So that's basically it. And in conclusion, I want you to remember that success don't happen overnight. So you have to be very, very consistent, and you have to make sure that the contents that you're also sharing brings values to everyone. Well, technically not everyone, but to your targeted audiences. And also, always remember to put in hard work, because that's what you're doing in your 9 to 5 hustle, right? So why not do it here in the freelance industry where it's your business, this your rule, this your rate. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in to this virtual craft adventure. Until next time, stay creative and keep crafting.